Hey, what's up, guys? It's your girl Beth, and I'm here with my husband
Joseph,
and we are back with our D&D
Date
night
Night
discussions.
Hey, what's going on, baby? How you doing?
Good.
Good.
Yeah. How are you doing?
Good. I'm great. Feel great. You know, sitting back here, episode 3. I'm excited. It feels good. People loving the pod.
That's awesome.
Have you got any feedback?
Just, people saying they loved it or they heard it.
Mm-hmm.
And just saying how good we look together. Or they in tune into what we're saying.
Yeah. Girl, you look good.
Thank you.
So, one second, let me take another. So, on last episode, we shared with everybody, it was Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. So, I want to ask, before we get into everything, how was your Valentine's Day? How did I do? Because we threw it out there, like, be attention. Like, how did I do? What do you think?
You did great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
you
good.
did good.
That's good to know. What was your favorite thing?
I think when we all went to this to get our pedicures.
Yeah.
Me, you, and Cash.
Yeah. So
it was relaxing.
So I've never had.
I told you that's what I wanted. So
you did. She said, once again, going back to they tell us exactly what they want.
Yeah.
So you said I didn't try to. I added on to what you wanted. So you said you wanted to do the pedicure thing.
Yeah.
Or the spot. I don't know what you call it, but we went and me and Cash. We sat there in the chairs and we got pedicures. I fell asleep in the massage chair. Like, I was in that joker for about 45 minutes before they even came and got started on me. I thought I missed it. I thought I slept through it.
No, I just told them to wait because I wanted us to get it done together. But both of y'all fell asleep.
Cash fell asleep too?
Yes.
I was so knocked out I didn't even know. It took so long on your nails.
Yeah.
That I was just like, you know what? I'm going to just be present and enjoy this.
I think they just wanted you to feel comfortable, so.
Yeah. Well, they did a great job. Shout out to them. Shout out to, what's your nail tech's name?
T.
Shout out to T. You always give her praises every time. She makes you feel good when you go. So
she does. She's real sweet.
That's awesome. It was great. What else did you like?
I like the flowers, of course, and the shoes.
Yeah. Matching
shoes with Jasmine.
Yeah, matching shoes. That was cool.
Bands. That was cute.
You got me and Cash a basket full of candy. I'm talking about the day before that, we was just talking about how we got to slow down on the sweets. We trying to, and here you come with a whole basket full of
something that y'all like.
Yeah. I wasn't even trying to eat it all. And then you and Cash talking about me behind my back about my addiction, about my coke addiction, not cocaine. That sounded crazy. That sounded wild.
No,
not my
you
cocaine.
You drink too much soda.
You right, but it's not my fault.
But you never, like, after basketball, it was like you just gave up on your eating habits.
First of all, I went to some pretty, you know what I'm saying, some schools that didn't have budgets. And we was eating Church's chicken after the game. So I know that ain't Church's chicken and Pizza Hut.
I wasn't out there after the game, so.
Yeah, but no.
I just never, you never drank so much soda.
No, because you can't drink that and be trying to play 38 minutes a game. That's just not happening. But afterwards, it's been on. I ain't gonna lie to you. I get on it and off it, on it and off it.
Yeah,
but
you gotta get off of it.
I'm gonna get back off of it. That's my focus. For real. Like I said, usually y'all, I'm gonna be honest. I'm 3 cups a day of coffee, and then if a Coke is available, maybe a Coke. So that's a lot of caffeine and sugar.
Yes,
I ain't gonna count with you. But my goal by this time next episode, I'm gonna be down to 1 cup of coffee and no Coke. So I just put it out there. Hold me accountable.
I will.
All right.
I'm not the one giving you the Cokes.
Shout out to my boy Jacob. Jay, appreciate you, my G. He tried to condemn me too. This joker be drinking canned coffee. I said, "Oh, you a different animal." Canned cold coffee. But yeah, so that's good. We had a great Valentine's. We did have like a little. We didn't do the whole big extravagant day thing, but we did. while we were at our alma mater,
Yeah.
which was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I had a great time. Did you have a great
I know
time?
you had a great time. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. You know, it's always fun. You get like, I mean, seeing your teammates. That's the cool thing about like sports. Is like it just never goes away. It was like we just got out of practice together.
Small Southern hospitality.
Yes, the people so sweet, and none of them. It seemed like they all looked the
aged.
same. Nobody aged. I'm like, what's going on here? So it was good to be back.
Same.
Yeah. It was good to be back.
Yeah.
People were so excited for us.
Baby.
Yes, for the baby, for you. We got to see some of our favorite teachers, which was cool. And then it was just like memories because it was like showing Cash where like, you know what I'm saying, with me and you, like.
And they couldn't recognize him, like, this is Cash?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's a teenager now.
Yeah. It was fun. it was good, but we got to sneak in a Chili's day.
Yes.
We got to sneak in. And so while some of y'all over there may be judging, Chili's has a significant place for us.
Yeah.
You know, that was one of the first places we used to go eat.
I worked there for 7 years.
Yeah, you worked there. You was a superstar.
I was.
That's right. You know, I tip you.
But yeah, it was fun. It was fun to see. Your friends asked, how do you deal with JJ's energy?
Wait. Who asked that?
Your friends.
Who? Which one?
Oh, gosh. You know I'm not good with names.
Who you talking? Corey?
Corey and his wife.
Oh, Emily.
Yes.
She asked. Oh, she cold.
How do you deal with JJ's energy?
How you deal with Corey sarcasm?
I was like, I just go with it.
Yeah, no, that's good. Shout out to Corey and Emily and their beautiful family. Papa
Yes.
Price. Shout out to Papa Price. He'll love this shout out. Shout out to Papa Price.
Everybody was so sweet, so nice.
Mama Jen.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Mama Jen, everybody. It was a wonderful time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
It was good.
It was good. So baby, what's on the docket for this week? I think this is gonna be a good one. I'm excited for this one.
Our topic for this week, rebuilding relationships. Rebuilding relationships. Can you rebuild a relationship?
Yeah.
Is it possible?
Yeah. Okay, before we go into that, what let's talk about the source of where this topic even came from.
Mm-hmm.
So, on social media, Valentines Day, people dropping pictures of their relationships.
Yeah.
And a couple that people have admired for a very long time, Miguel and his wife. I'm not sure. I don't know her name. But they announced that they were back together after getting divorced, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure if they got a divorce.
Or they were just split.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I know that they were separated or going through a divorce.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if they actually went through with this. So.
Okay.
But I know they were married for a long time.
Yeah, they had been together since, literally, he's been in the music industry, and that's like since like 2007, 2006. So it's a long time. That's a lot of years. And so I just noticed the people cheering that on.
Yeah.
And being excited for that.
That they
and what was her
working
quote?
Things out.
Right. What was her quote, babe? Do you remember
She said something, heal the root.
Yeah.
Heal the root so that you can, I don't know.
Something deep. It was something deep. We should have pulled it up.
Yeah.
But it was like heal the root. And that just resonated with me when I saw it just because of our story. And so that brings us here to like rebuilding relationships. So back to your question. I just wanted to give them the like where it came from.
The backstory of even getting the topic. But yeah, can you rebuild a relationship? Because I think that just speaking about them, there are a lot of iconic couples, or there are people that a lot of people put their I guess, I don't know, like look up to certain couples because I don't know, it could be of anything. It could be because of their style or their family or their whatever they're
perception
into.
is.
But people could be like, oh, I love this couple. Like, a lot of people love them because they're artists. She's a model, but an artist as well, I think. But just the fact that, they were together for a long time and now they're working on things.
Right.
So they have like this picture of certain people that they look up to, in relationships.
Yeah.
So is it possible, when you're in a long-term marriage or in a long-term relationship, is it possible when you get to that point where you kind of like...
You're done.
Yeah,
so for me, originally, I did not think it was possible. With us, I didn't think it was possible.
Yeah.
But you know what's so funny, and I've shared this with you as we've been on our journey, is I remember there was this artist who I was listening to. I can't remember his name. He was a Christian artist, but he talked about how he watched his parents get a divorce, but then they ended up getting back together. And you know how sometimes you hear something and it just sticks with you for whatever reason? For some reason, that just resonated with me when I heard it. And so while I didn't think it was possible, that while we were going through all that we were going through, that thing always played in the back of my mind. Like that, just that little clip, like that was a thing that could happen. And so I didn't think it was possible until it was like I felt God in my spirit told me like, no, it's make this right. And so I didn't originally think it was possible.
Yeah. So I think for those, because I think there are people that may not know, we were married for 7 years and got a divorce for, what is it? Irreconcilable differences.
Yeah, some bogus stuff.
It didn't make. I was like, I guess I could check this box. I don't know.
Yeah, it was bogus.
But
I take responsibility for that too.
Yeah, we both take responsibility.
Yeah, okay.
But we got a divorce, and I think it was like less than, we were still friends. We were still, after that, like we were still.
Yeah,
it was no friends,
beef.
But not
there was no beef.
There was no hate or anything, or maybe like outwardly or anything.
Right. No, it was never no. I didn't. Yeah, it wasn't no hate like that.
And so then just maybe like a couple months later, we started to rebuild our friendship.
Yeah.
And then
long
after that, we got married again.
Yeah, so it was literally, this is probably like an 18-month span from like separation to like let's try to work things out. So it wasn't like it was long, but it wasn't like, holy crap, 5 years have passed long. Like, it was 18 months. And we just, I'll never forget it, because I started really dealing with myself. And I started I'm gonna try not to get emotional. Just get me emotional. But I was really like dealing with myself. God was dealing with me. I was taking things out of my life that was like destroying me personally. And as I was doing that, I began to like be able to clearly look at everything and have perspective, like the appropriate perspective, not emotional perspective, but like real authentic perspective on like everything. And so when that happened, is like my heart just started to open. And I just started to ask myself some hard questions. Like, bro, why for real? It's like, man, I don't know. Like, I ain't got no real answer. It was like that's kind of cowardly, right? It's like, yeah, that is. And I remember listening to this thing by, shout out to Eric Thomas, but he just talked about going to make it right. And I just remember God in my spirit being like, go fix it. And, I just started coming around a little bit more. I didn't say anything to you, but I was like just a tad bit more intentional about like, maybe hang out at the house instead of like taking cash to go do something. Like just stick around at the house. And, we would go, maybe we'd go play baseball. All of us would go. Or whatever movie, we'd all go instead of just like me and him. And then we had a hard conversation one night.
Yeah.
And I think that was what like kind of broke the wall to being like, nah, let's get to work on this because we can do it. If anybody can do it, we can do it.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah. I don't know. What's your perspective like when how that all happened?
No, I think it was the same as how you're saying, like God was dealing with you and you were dealing with things that you needed, just like in what she posted, heal the root. Well, there was some healing that you needed to go through. Absolutely. And I think at the same time, although it was so hurtful, God was also dealing with me and working in me, and things that I needed healing and things that I needed to work on.
Yeah.
Because it's not always just a one-way street. There's always things on both sides that you could look at and be like, okay, what is it that we could have done better?
Yeah. And that's really what we did. Like we I think the first step when people ask like how can you rebuild is by destroying everything. Like you can't you literally have to destroy it all and like start over. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, let's rebuild a good structural foundation and then we can go from there. And I think that was the key. It was like we had to throw out, and deal with everything. Yeah. Like we got to deal with every single thing. We can't leave no whatever unturned. Like we got to deal with it. Yeah. And we did that, and it was the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. It was hard.
It was hard. It
was hard.
Going through the whole thing, like I was just like, dang, like I just remember a time when we were, I just thought like, oh, okay, like I guess it's over. Mm-hmm. And during that time, I just remember just serving and just being there for others, because they say when you're going through something, the best thing for you to do is to serve, what can you do for someone else? Gets your mind off of what is going on, what you're going through. Mm-hmm. And I just remember one day I was like, why do I have so much joy? It wasn't that I was happy that what we were going through, but it was just like I had so much joy in my heart. And just thinking about the scripture that I heard today, the joy of the Lord is our strength.
That's right.
So I was just like, oh, now I get it. Like I get why that scripture is there. Mm-hmm. Because when we are hurting, like his joy is our strength.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how I would have been able to get through or navigate all those things. So. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was just, and it's so rebuilding a relationship and a family, because it wasn't just like we were repairing our marriage, we were like repairing our family. Yeah. And it was so deep because we both come from like extremely broken homes.
And you don't know what to do. Like you don't have the tools.
Yeah. And so for the people who because I was having a conversation with a brother this week, and it's just like he telling me like he going through it in his marriage, and he wants nothing more than to like get it right, but his tool bag empty. And it's just this whole conversation begin, y'all, if y'all don't know, I'm the emotional one, but and his tool bag is empty. And it's like so many of us, men, women, we're coming into relationships because of with zero tools because of how we grew up. And so that was the first thing, was like, okay, look, if we're going to rebuild, we gotta get some tools. Yeah. And so we sat with, on different occasions, like with our pastors, Pastor Richard Martinez, like, conversations. I'm having hard conversations. Like, I'm having conversations with my boy who I know has a great marriage, like, and I'm trying to figure it out. I'm listening to things. I'm looking stuff up. I'm trying to get tools, pay money for a personality test, which was a real blessing for our family. Like some
understanding.
Yeah, no, for real. And that, I feel like that was one of the hugest things, was just like, being able to see your personality on a 22-page document, to like, oh, okay, this, oh, this why this get this reaction and this, because it's one thing to just say it, but when you like looking at the data, like, and you like, oh shoot, okay, so I need to adjust here, so this don't have, like, you know what I'm saying? And so it's just like the first thing after tearing it all down was making sure that the right tools was in the toolbox in order to rebuild, because you can, you know, you can. We see people all the time.
How could a person get those tools when you don't come from a good family household, or you don't have those good influences in your life? What are some ways that people could get some tools?
Okay, so first is you got to do your research, and you have like you got to be willing to like take ownership of everything. So that's what I did when we came back to the table. I wasn't no this is what you did. This is, I was like, yo, I'm as the man and supposed to be the leader of the head of the household. I failed, so I take full responsibility. Like, yeah, there was every action as whatever, but I take responsibility for not doing what I was supposed to do, because when I die, I'm going to be held accountable at the gates. So this is on me. Like, God ain't gonna ask you about the marriage. He gonna ask me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm held accountable. This is on me. And after that, now I can do the research. Like, listening to the right things. Like, finding, you know, men who come from where I come from and being able to listen to them and actually like try my best to apply it. Like, really working. Taking myself out of certain environments, not being around certain people no more. Like, cause you gotta change, like literally you gotta destroy everything. Everything gotta change.
Yeah.
You know? And so that was what I had to do, because the brokenness of the relationships, of the marriage that I saw in my life was so deep and ingrained in me. Like, it took, it still takes. This ain't no like, you know, one job and it's done. Like, you gotta maintain, you gotta keep working. It's like, it's so deep in you that you gotta like really be like hammering away every day. You gotta be intentional. And so, you know, that's the first thing. I just started doing some research, figuring out things. Men I saw, I asked questions. You know, because I don't know. Like, it's all new information for me, you know. It's all new. And that's so good. Yeah, but I got for you, babe, you know, though you come from a broken home, the way you go about it's just like you always had a reverence about marriage. And you didn't necessarily grow up in a home with it, but you still had this reverence. Like, how were you able to have that despite the background you come from?
Like a respect for it?
Yeah.
It grew. You know, remember when you asked me, I thought you were playing.
Yeah.
I was like, are you serious? You know, because that it wasn't a thing. It wasn't taught like, oh, this is what you need to be married, or, you know, you should look for this, you know, in a man, or these are, you know, look for the good character, things like that. You're not taught those things. Yeah. So when I met you and you asked me to marry you, I was just like, oh, I was just kind of like, wow, okay. So honestly, I just thought like, okay, like here's this man, he's a good man, he wants me to marry him. Like, I think he's a great man, so get married. Yeah. But I knew that, I guess because like, I don't think it's even like the marriage part. I think that in my head, if you are my friend, you're my friend. And I am a loyal friend to you. Yeah. And because you were my husband, I was like, that's like a big title. Yeah. So I'm like, you're my husband, so I'm loyal to you. Yeah. You know, that's why it was so hard to like just kind of like, and like that would blow my mind. I'm like, what? Like, why? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, so on the opposite end, I'm seeing marriages where brothers ain't necessarily on that. It's like, Nobody
I'm
wants
married,
to start over.
Yeah,
Spend so
that's
much
real.
time with someone and then start over.
Yeah, and that's what you said when we saw it, when we talked about the post, because we didn't see it at the same time.
Yeah.
But when we talked about it, you was like, yeah, because who wants to just throw away 10, 15 years or something? Like,
Yeah.
who would do that? You put all this time in already, and that's such a real thing.
Society now, I think it's just kind of like, well, whatever. You go on to the next one. But I don't know. I think that you're just bringing more damage and baggage.
I mean,
into
even statistically,
else.
right? It's like we already off the jump when you get married, it's 50% divorce rate, and then you go to the marriage number 2, and it dropped even more. Then you go to 3, yo, you might well chalk that joker up.
And then, honestly, another part in it was Pastor. He just kept telling me to try.
Yeah.
He was like, you don't want to leave this and say and ever go back and think that you never gave it your all.
And you did.
So even though in my flesh was like, I don't want to talk to this man. I didn't want to be in the same room with you. But, and I guess my reverence was more towards who I serve. That's what it is. Yeah. And so he was like, just give it your all. I was like, all right. That's why I was like, we can make this work.
Yeah.
And I tried. And I can say that I left it with everything on the table.
You did. And then you stopped. You stopped kind of like pressing it.
Yeah, because I mean, after a while, it's just like you can't like. I think it would have been more damaging for myself.
Yeah, but the funny thing about it is like when you stop pressing, it was like I was able to get the right perspective on it all. Mm-hmm. For whatever like I don't know, God got weird timing about stuff, but it was like when you stop pressing, and we were just kind of able to like talk, be in a room, go to the movies together, and it was like that's when at that same time, and I never said anything to you, but that's when God was like really working on my heart.
Yeah.
And so. Yeah.
And at that point, I mean, after the divorce, I was like, okay, it's done.
Yeah.
At that point, I was just like, all right, I guess it's over.
Yeah.
But that God said another thing.
God had another thing planned
in mind.
And I'm so glad He did. You know what I'm saying? I'm so glad He did. And hold on, let me get this washed out. So like I said, I was just talking to a brother the other day. Who's he's in that fight. And so there's a lot of people in that fight. It's a lot of people in that fight, whether they express it or not. What do you think were some key tools that you put in your tool bag as we work to rebuild? Like just from the wives, the women's side, what was some key tools you put in your box?
I think that forgiveness, that if I was really going to forgive, then I needed to during that healing process not bring things back up or allow those things to affect me or anything like that, but I really just needed to forgive and look at you like this isn't the man that he was yesterday.
Yeah.
Or this isn't the man that he was 3 years ago. Forgiveness, I needed to truly just forgive.
Yeah.
And also, I needed, I had to like pray a lot about it, because you go through that time where you're like, okay, like, should you stick through it? Should you not? So a lot of prayer. And then I also had a mentor, I also had a mentor that I could always talk to that had also gone through like a really bad hardship, that I could talk to with anything that I may have been feeling or a certain way or anything like that, like, oh, I'm feeling this way or this happened and I'm not sure what to do about this. And it was just someone that was there for me through the whole time. So
yeah, that's good. I told him the hardest part is just gonna be the vulnerability aspect. Is the being vulnerable, being naked, and being willing to do that, because that's literally the only way it's gonna work. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
That's just the only way it's gonna work. And so, like I said, it always get emotional just thinking about it, because it's like the one heavy thing for me is just like, dang, I wish I'd have had the tools earlier. You know what I'm saying? But I'm grateful because we can help other people. You know what I'm saying?
For
and
sure.
It's like it just breaks my heart, because I know so many people just don't have the tools. They don't know what to do. They didn't see it growing up. They want to figure it out, and they just can't. And it's tough. It's tough.
So what do you think, baby? What is a make or break in a relationship? What is something that you should definitely walk away from, or is there anything?
Yeah. I feel like it's a better question for you because, of what we've been through. But I do think a make or break would be what the Bible says is make or break. Mm-hmm. The Bible justifies if there's infidelity. Mm-hmm. You can go. Abuse, physical, mental, verbal, like get gone. It only gets worse.
Yeah, definitely.
It don't get better. Statistically, it don't get better. Mm-hmm. Maybe, y'all can be a miracle, but more than likely, it ain't gonna happen. Yeah. So, if there's harm, sexual abuse, because that can happen in marriages and families. Mm-hmm. So those are the things that I think are like, get up out of there. Yeah. And that's on both ends, male or female. Like, get up out of there.
Yeah.
What about you, babe?
Definitely the abuse thing, because I grew up in a domestic violence household, so abuse is definitely something that you gotta go.
You got to get up out of there,
especially if you have children. Like, I just watched my mom dealing with it for so many years, and it was just, it's not a pleasant experience, but it's just, that's something that you should definitely try to, a lot of people aren't understanding to women too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't hear a lot of men in abusive relationships that are trying to leave. I just hear about a lot of women. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that there may be men that go through it.
No, it definitely it's a thing for sure.
Yeah.
Not as much, but
I know for women, people tend to maybe judge, but they don't understand, because it's literally a psychological thing that they cannot, like, in their heads they think they can't physically get out of it. They're trapped.
That's powerful.
But they can, they can. So yes, abuse is something that definitely should walk away from, or red flags before you even get into a relationship. Yeah, watch the Tinder Swindler.
Tinder Swindler. Hey, some of y'all jokers, y'all screwed now, my boy. After that document, some of you scamming dude, y'all jokers is done.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh man,
that was a good.
You always get me watching some foolishness.
I like watching reality stuff.
That joker, oh man, that was
crazy.
Man, so wild. I wonder if she's still making money off them clothes right now.
Probably.
Oh, that's funny.
But I think with things that you can that is not like an excuse, I guess, to walk away would be like, oh, I can't stand this person.
Yeah.
Come on now. Like, what are we, elementary? Like, we're not 5. We're not 6 and 7.
Yeah.
Like, this is your marriage. This is your legacy. This is your name.
Your name, yeah.
Like, I carry your name.
Yeah.
You know? Your children. Like,
yeah.
So, that's definitely something that you can't just walk away from, or you come home and you just don't feel happy, or I don't know, things like that. Yeah,
I think it's become tough because we live in such a me-centric society now. If it ain't, it don't make me feel good, I don't feel valued, I don't feel X, Y, and Z, which is all very valid. But those are things like, let's do the therapy thing first. Let's have some conversations. Like, let's deal with ourselves first.
Yeah, I think therapy is very important.
Therapy is important.
I know that wasn't something growing up that I heard a lot. That people aren't open to. Yeah. To therapy, but therapy is very essential.
Absolutely.
To talk to someone, that you start to build a trust with someone, you know, that you could talk to, and they help you work out certain things.
And perspective. They just give you perspective. You stop looking.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Look at things from a different angle.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that was huge for me. Being able to look at things from, like, just a different perspective. You know, we get so caught up in our, once again, just me, how I feel, what I'm trying to do. It's like, you know, and that's why, you know, going back to, I just feel like the word principles has been in this season of our life, is like, our principles have really been tested.
Yeah.
At least on my end, they've been really tested to, like, do you really stand on these things? And if y'all can see up there, faith, family, hustle, health, you can rotate the last 2, but the first 2, they don't move. That's the order they're in. And so it's like, stick to the principles. Like, you know, I was talking to another homie, and it was just like, you know, trying to sort through some things in his life, and it's like, you know, I want to do this, but I got to take care. Yeah, but like, stick to the principles.
But can somebody really trust someone at a job, or I don't know?
What you mean?
Can someone really trust someone to give them a task if you can't even take care of home?
Oh, you going on a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother episode right there. But,
I'm just saying.
You know, I don't believe, I think, and it's funny, man, because I seen some like, I was even one of them jokers who could, like, you compartmentalize stuff. You be great over here, but who says it? Somebody says you can be a public success but a private failure. And for me, it's like, bro, I want honor at the crib first. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody praising you when you walk out the door, but at home, your family hates you. Your wife hates you. Your kids don't know you. You don't know your kids. I'm very uninterested. Even so much so, I didn't want to coach Cash in baseball because I didn't want it to affect our father-son relationship. I'm really uninterested in being anything else to him besides his dad. You know what I'm saying? And so I want to make sure, like, and it took so long. It took a lot of failures to get to that point. Yeah. But, like, at this point, as the man I am today, my focus is taking care of home first. Everything else, I believe that if I take care of what God cares about, He'll take care of what I care about. And so that's just kind of what I think about that. But,
yeah, that's good. Yeah. I think that was all.
That's all we got. This is a long episode, baby. We got deep. You got me tearing up in this. Shout out to the Tindler Swindler.
Oh, no.
Shout out to, what was his name? Shabbat.
No.
That's-
Was it Simon?
Simon.
I don't know.
Shimon. It was like
It was Simon.
Simon be lying. That joker, that was a cold piece of work. My boy had a woo. He said he was getting the credit card money from one girl, taking another girl out, using that money, getting the money from the one girl, buying the flight to go see her. I said, this joker. That was something else. I ain't never seen no foolishness like
had
that.
A master plan.
That couldn't have happened in the United States. The police was like, yeah, we can't do nothing about it.
Stop. That's not funny.
I said, that's cold-blooded. They couldn't help. This joker running around Europe doing whatever he want to do.
Yeah.
And they like, yeah, we can't really do nothing about it. I said, oh, no. He must have watched Catch Me If You Can, like, all growing up, like, with Leo. You know, no? Y'all feel me, I hope. Yeah. This was good.
Yeah. Going back, recap, a marriage can be rebuilt.
Absolutely.
Don't give up on your marriage. It can definitely be rebuilt. You got to put in the work. You have to want it.
Yeah, it's going to be the hardest thing you ever did in your life.
You have to go through that healing process, be determined to be able to heal and work through those things, and also put in place things that you know it's going to help. But if you don't want to do the work, then don't expect anything to come from it.
If y'all hear that foolishness in the mics, that's our neighbors blasting music. I ain't gonna say it, but we got
No, you don't. Be quiet.
You know what I'm saying? We got them other type of colored folk.
Oh my God.
Nah, that's it. Baby, you got anything else?
No, that's
This
it.
is good. This was a great episode. I just hope it blesses y'all. I just enjoy sitting down and doing this because I don't even feel like the camera's on for real. I just feel like we talking. So it's good. You don't feel like that?
No, I do.
Yeah. Praise the Lord. We getting close, y'all. We getting close. Baby's kicking like crazy. So we count down the days.
6 more weeks.
6 more weeks. I can't wait. I cannot wait. We got baby stuff all around this place, y'all. But it's a blessing. Oh, did we already say that? But shout out to everybody.
Yeah.
Packages have literally been coming in for the last 2 weeks.
And people are not putting their names, so thank you.
Yes, to the unanimous donors. Unanimous, is that the word? Yes.
For blessing our baby girl.
We appreciate y'all and we love y'all. To everybody listening, make sure, please, do us a favor. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes.
And, yeah. Baby, you want to take us out?
Yes. Thanks, guys, for tuning in to another episode of D&D Date Night Discussions. We'll see you next time.
Peace.